Hello everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. I mentioned before that China's youth unemployment rate was as high as 20%. But it seems that the problem is much worse than what we already know, to the extent that a new occupation has emerged in China, which is called full-time son, full-time daughter, or full-time children. Also, the recent topic of 100,000 lying flat youth occupying Dali on Chinese social media has been extremely hot. So today I will talk about these two issues and show you some first-hand videos from China so you can have some virtual ideas of the seriousness of the unemployment problem among young people in China. I don't know who first coined the term full-time son, daughter, or full-time children, and when. However, this refers to a popular new occupation in China. When an adult child cannot find a job, he or she stays at home full time to take care of their parents, buy groceries, do housework, chat with their parents, etc. Their parents pay them a salary. Even many college graduates and overseas returnees have become full-time children. These are some of the jobs the full-time children do: walking dogs, cleaning, cooking, accompanying their parents for walks, etc. This post tells us a specific case of a family. The father's monthly pension is 8,000 yuan. The mother's is 6,000 yuan, and the grandmother's is 4,000 yuan. Therefore, the daughter born after the year 2000 in this family became a full-time daughter and full-time granddaughter as soon as she graduated from college. Her father pays her 2,000 yuan a month. Her mother pays her 1,000 and her grandmother pays her 2,000 yuan. So she earns 5,000 yuan per month and is responsible for cooking 3 meals a day and other household chores for the family. She became the family's nanny and turned her father, mother, and grandmother into her bosses. This full-time daughter and full-time granddaughter said that finding a job was too difficult. The wages are low, the commuting time is long, and she might encounter a very nasty boss, etc. Now, with her doing housework at home, the entire family is happy and saves the cost of hiring a nanny. She used part of her 5,000 yuan salary to pay Social Security so that he can receive a pension when she gets old. Her father even suggested that she get a test tube baby and the whole family could raise the baby together. The scary thing is that this situation is not just an isolated case, but has already become a common phenomenon. For example, according to a report from a Chinese website, in the city Bayaner in Inner Mongolia, a tax bureau has nearly 100 employees, and out of the 100 employees, over 20 employees' children couldn't find a job after graduating from university and had been living at home and relying on their parents for 3 or 4 years. The parents of these employees were worried so much. Oh, the parents of these young children who couldn't find a job were worried so much, and they went to see the bureau chief together, demanding that the leadership introduce their children to local companies. And in Wuhai City in Inner Mongolia, there is a public security sub-bureau with more than 30 officers whose children graduated from university but were still living at home and relying on their parents. One deputy bureau chief's son graduated from university for 2 years ago and still hasn't been able to find a job. The author of the article said Taxation and the Public Security Bureau are both departments with real power. If even their children have such difficulty finding a job, what about the children of ordinary families? According to a report by the Beijing News Daily, 13.3% of respondents admitted that they are their parents' full-time children. According to statistics from the Chinese Ministry of Education, the number of college graduates this year is expected to reach 11.58 million, and that's 820,000 more than last year's number. A survey showed that as of November last year, about 70% of the 10.76 million college graduates who graduated last summer still hadn't found a job. That is to say, after this summer, the ended up employed college graduates could be nearly 20 million. Being able to rely on parents and become a full-time child at home might still be considered lucky. At least they have a somewhat decent place to stay. However, those who do not have parents to rely on or whose parents' salaries are too low to employ their children as full-time workers face even greater difficulties. That is why the recent topic of 1,009 flat youths occupying Dali has been extremely popular on Chinese social media. Dali is a city in Yunnan province in southwest China. The first person who sparked discussion was a young man who calls himself Bucket Brother. Lying flat is also a popular term on Chinese social media in recent years. It mostly refers to a trend and behavior among young people. Instead of striving for success, they give up and lie flat to just get by. This is a helpless act by young people who have lost hope to advance themselves in society. So Bucket Brother himself is also a lying flat youth. Now let's watch his videos while talking about his story. The person in the upper right corner is Bucket Brother. In 2012, he went to Beijing full of hope to strive for success, but after 9 years, he went from having nothing to being deeply in debt and couldn't stay in Beijing anymore. He had to leave. He traveled through many cities and finally, early last year, he decided to lie flat in Dali because the living cost is extremely low there. And the environment is very beautiful. So he did things like playing video games for others to increase the players' levels in a game. I just learned that this is called online game boosting or power leveling. He did this kind of job to earn a basic income to enable himself to lie flat in Dali. And first, he uploaded some scenic videos to his video channel, but they didn't attract many viewers. Later, he made a video saying that the rent for a room in Dali is only 300 yuan, or about 44 US dollars a month. So this city is very suitable for young people to lie flat. To his surprise, this video became extremely popular. He not only attracted many fans, many people also actually went to join his lying flat team, including some graduates from top universities in China. It is said that there are already 100,000 lying flat youth people gathered in Dali now, introducing the good Introducing a good lying flat environment in Dali may even develop into a new profession for lying flat. The video we just saw was Bucket Brother introducing the living environment in Dali. Now let's take a look at his other videos. In this video, he introduces this new lying flat use, and due to the large number of people coming, rent has already risen to 350 yuan. If it continues, it may rise to 400 yuan. He also says that lying flat here allows them to watch the sunset by the Changshan Mountain and Erhai Lake every day. It shows, yeah, this is he's showing them watching the sunset and Erhai Lake.
这你就是天天看日落嘛，然后苍山洱海，然后海鸥什么的。
So this is his showing their food in the video as well as other lying flat youth. In fact, he refers to them as lying flat corpse army in the video. He uses lying flat corpse to refer to himself and others in the same situation. I think he wants to express a deep sense of self-mockery, saying that living like this is no different from being a dead corpse. This is another video made by a different vlogger. He says there are three types of people who lie flat. One is the so-called digital nomads who work in internet technology and do not need to work in an office. They came to Dali to temporarily stay. However, because their income is unstable, it is difficult for them to stay for a long time. The first batch of digital nomads has already left, and the new ones are still coming. The second type of people are young people who go there to experience the lying flat lifestyle. Some of them go without telling their parents. And the third type of people are those who really come to lie flat. These people even live in tents for a long time to save on expenses. People living in tents can be seen in every corner of Dali because the climate in Dali is very good, like spring all year around. With just a tent, they can lie flat here throughout the year. The vlogger says that no matter what the situation is, we should pay attention to this issue and reflect on what problems have occurred in society. This video is also filmed by Bucket Brother. He introduces the top university students who joined his lying flat army after watching his videos. 5 of them came in one day. He said that among the young people in the video, 3 of them are graduates of China's top universities. One studied civil engineering and one studied computer science. A female graduate of a top university will also be joining them in a few days. It's now taking them to buy groceries and then cooking dinner together at night. There is also a young man living with them who is not in this video as he went out to sell things on the street. The rent for their current room is 350 yuan, and the cheapest rent one got is 280 yuan, etc. So they are walking together to the street to buy groceries. This video was filmed by Bucket Brother 2. He spent 4 yuan to buy a bag of chips and sat on the mountain to kill time and watch planes fly by. He's so excited to see the plane coming, so he climbed. Oh, finally you're here. So this video records the incident where the front tire of his bicycle, which accompanied Bucket Brother for hundreds of kilometers, blew out. He had to try to fix it. Obviously, the bike is Bucket Brother's only means of transportation, and he relies on it to go to farther places. So he's saying, help, help. So he said after he got his bike fixed, he's going to on top of the mountain to watch the planes too. So he's saying that he couldn't ride anymore because the mountain was too high. Well, that's a little bit of the visual impression of the 9 flat youths in China. The news that Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, who had been wandering outside of China for more than a year, finally returned to China. So this news during the past 2 days has caused a lot of interest, both inside and outside of China. It is said that the new Chinese Premier Li Qiang invited him many times by phone and promised to guarantee his personal safety, property safety, and the freedom to leave China before he agreed to return. Why did Li Qiang persistently invite him back? Because Li Qiang needs Jack Ma to cooperate in the show to impress the world that the CCP really would treat private enterprises as their own people. However, the confidence of private companies, including foreign investment in China, was destroyed by none other than Xi Jinping himself. Can something that has been completely destroyed still be restored to its former glory? I'm afraid that even if 10 more Jack Ma's return, the CCP will not be able to solve the current problems facing China's economy, let alone solve the unemployment problem of these 20 million university graduates. To be honest, I feel very sad to see that Bucket Brother is still able to smile cheerfully in his videos, while the young people who are lying flat there seem to have accepted the reality and the fate. They don't seem to have deeply considered who or what the root cause of their plight is. Therefore, it is hard to say when the youth employment crisis will turn into a crisis for the CCP's rule. However, what we do know is, with various crises accumulating, there gets to be a day of explosion. Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please double check if you are still subscribed to my channel, as YouTube keeps taking off my subscribers these few months. And if you like my content, please spread my channel and videos or go to my website at jenniferzengblog.com. That's jenniferzengblog.com. Sign up for membership or make a donation to support my efforts. Thank you. See you.